Welcome to another episode of the Joey of Cooking. Today, I will be showing you how to make the best burger that you've had in your life. And it's not just gonna be a burger, it's gonna be a bacon cheeseburger. So pretty stoked for that. I don't subscribe to the theory that everything is better with bacon. In fact, I recently had a root canal and shoved a strip of bacon between my teeth and my gums, and it didn't help at all. Recently, I also went swimming with a crisp strip of bacon, and I actually think it made the matters worse. But anyways, now that I've said that, here's our ingredients today. We got some ground beef, this 80/20, some bacon. This is a regular cut, not thick cut, and it's hardwood smoked. We got some lettuce, onion, tomatoes, extra sharp cheddar cheese, a clove of garlic, everybody's favorite, bun, and then we've got a variety of seasonings and condiments. So we got Worcestershire, salt, pepper, Lawry's, and then we also have ketchup. One bit about salt. You often see that salt has iodine added to it. Well, that iodine helps keep away goiter. Goiter is in a large thyroid, and it comes from not having enough iodine in your diet. So hopefully this angle will work here-ish. I think that'll do. Yeah, so burger time. The longest process is going to be the seasoning and beef marinating part, so we're going to start with that. When you cook meat, most of the time, I'd say probably 90% of the time, you want to cook it at room temperature, and that's so it cooks evenly. So I'm going to take my ground beef here, and I'm going to smush it into a ball here. And the amount I have here, it's about halfway between a quarter pound and a third pound. So decent sized patty. I feel like a lot of times a quarter pound isn't a large enough burger, obviously, because you're gonna lose some from water. And a third might be too big. So meet in the middle here. And so I've got it all rolled. It's pretty together here. And I'm gonna smush it down. So I kind of get an idea of what my patty is gonna look like with the water. It's gonna shrink considerably. But what I'm gonna end up with is a burger patty that is very comparable to the circumference of the bun. And that'll come in later. So I've got this here. Patty is good. And I'm gonna add salt, Lawry's, and pepper. So just a little bit, not a ton. And you're gonna do this to both sides. So here's some salt. Lawry's, especially in this size, because of the anti-caking agent, it comes out really fast. So whenever you use Lawry's, you want to be moderately careful. This was like the seasoning of choice when I was a youth, specifically at Grandma and Grandpa Basch's. Pretty much used it on everything. And most specifically lamb. I never liked lamb until the introduction of Lawry's. So pepper here. And you want to pepper relatively good. There's a lot of new studies out about pepper along with char. So, getting a little black on your food helps keep cholesterol from sticking to your veins. Arteries, I guess more so. But yeah, so we got salt, pepper, Lawry's, and then we're gonna do a little Worcestershire. And it's just a bit there. And what we're gonna do is take our garlic here, mince that, and then we're gonna throw that on top. So, as you probably know or have figured out, mincing is like half of dicing. So, mince here. I know folks have been critical of my usage of garlic, but A, it's really good for you. B, keeps the vamps away. In my entire time of using garlic in life, I've never once encountered a vampire that wasn't in a film. So yeah, take that. So what I'm gonna do is take a little garlic and put it on here and just kind of push it into the patty. And then I'm gonna flip this and do the exact same thing that I did earlier. So I'm gonna put the garlic and the salt, Lawry's. Also, Kyle Lawry, the plays for the Raptors, very underrated point guard. Went to Villanova. Always also thinking about smushing. Remember Pistons, Lakers, Suns had a point guard, Smush Parker. He was great, like a season and a half for the Pistons in that championship run time of like the mid-2000s. Smush Parker, and this isn't gonna come in handy at all, he went to Fordham. So here we go, we're marinating here. And I'm just gonna put this aside. Ordinarily, if I were trying to cook it just not in 20 minutes or less, I'd let this sit for a considerable amount of time, probably 3 hours, and flipping just occasionally, just getting enough time for stuff to soak in. The addition of salt, what it does is it draws out the moisture, and then sitting for a while, it then draws it back in. So you get that, the juice is then reinvigorated with more flavors. So the second longest process, aside from the beef, is our bacon. So I'm gonna cut this in half. So it's gonna be easier to cook, but also my finished product is gonna be smaller. Again, comparable to the circumference of the bun. So that way when I stack everything up, pretty much every bite is gonna have one of everything in it. And that's one thing that makes it the best burger. Excuse me. That bit of saliva went down the wrong pipe there. So I'm gonna put my heat up to probably just over medium. Not like over medium like the egg, but not super hot because I don't want to hurt myself with the grease coming out. But the grease popping is a good indicator of how hot it is. So in a few minutes we'll see and show you that. So while that's going on, how about we prepare the rest of our burger? So I'm a burger traditionalist. So I use mayonnaise and ketchup as my only condiments. Mayonnaise, as far as a general rule, I prefer Hellmann's. But Kraft is also good. Kraft is the mayonnaise that you get from Subway. So if you're like, man, Subway's mayonnaise sure does taste good. I want to get this at home. You get Kraft. You can put a little catsup on both sides. There we go. And then, because I got this shredded lettuce, a nice advantage of that is, A, it's going to soak up some of the juices from the burger and the bacon, but B, being shredded, there's more surface area for it to stick to the mayonnaise. And surface area, as helpful it is in physics, is super helpful in cooking. For example, it's scientifically proven that Kraft macaroni and cheese spirals are the best flavor of prepackaged macaroni and cheese. Why is that? Because of the spiral shape. The helical shape affords for more surface area. Subsequently, more area for the cheese to stick to. It's, relatively common sense, but as I've alluded to before, common sense, not super common. So this is the slice that I'm going to end up using. Relatively thick, and with this vine-ripened tomato, it's got a little crunchiness to it. It's not super ripe, so that's going to add, another textural element to the burger. So we'll have like the crunch of the bacon. We'll have a different style crunch of the lettuce, a crunch of the tomato, yet another different crunch of the onion, and that then is going to accentuate the entire experience. So as the grease is popping, I can see here that it's popping a little bit outside of the pan, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit, just to not make a mess and to not burn myself. So bacon's going well there. I'm going to flip this And the main reason I'm flipping it is so this side of the burger can take advantage of gravity. So, you know, we'll have the salt coming up and picking up the moisture, and then gravity will draw it back in, along with bringing the Worcestershire. This is what our patty looks like right now. This wax paper is actually a Handy Wax brand, which is made in nearby Sparta, Michigan, a very, very lovely place. I suggest you visit at some point if you haven't. Bacon's looking good. Here's a, I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to tip it too much to get the grease out. But yeah, getting close here. When this gets done, I'm gonna set this on this paper towel covered plate to let some of the grease drip off, let it cool slightly. And in an effort to make the entire process quicker, after the baking gets done, I'm going to set the cheese on top of it. So it will melt a bit as, you know, the hot bacon then cools to room temperature. But then it'll all kind of like coagulate into one mass, which then makes it easier to place on the burger. You know, cooking is, if you look at it as a science, I think you'll find it to be more pleasing. I think that you'll be surprised with the stuff that you know. So yeah, maybe try to think about that. You know, next time you're cooking, think about the science of it. Also, one thing that really helps is you put your stuff away while you're cooking. Like, hey, so much less cleaning up, putting stuff back where I got it. So that way when you're done eating, you're not facing like, oh my God, I have to clean all this up. Bacon's looking good here. It is pretty hot. And yeah, I'm gonna have some nice crisp bacon here. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna take the heat down just a tiny bit. And I'm gonna leave the grease in here because we are going to cook the burger in the bacon grease. I know, right? Very novel. So we're well seasoned here. Everything's been marinated all right. And we're just gonna, boom. Isn't that sizzle great? It's one of my favorite sounds. And we're gonna cook until the sides of it will start to turn like, you know, that gray brown of cooked beef, and then we'll flip. Other things we'll notice is like the burger patty itself on top will kind of look like it's melting-ish. And what that is, I mean, that's the juices coming out, but here's the burger there. And while we're doing this, we are going to take a spoon, which I don't know where I put my handy spoon. I got more than one spoon. I'm going to take this bacon grease and dump it on the burger. Because this bit of juice now isn't just bacon grease, it's got the leavings of salt, pepper, Lawry, Worcestershire, and garlic. So just really, really hatcheting up the flavor here. Gosh darn, that looks really, really good. Otherwise, it looks like we're ready. What I'm going to do here, y'all, gosh darn it. How often do I have to tell you? Apparently more. Apparently I need to tell them that more often. But yeah, so the burger's going to go here on the lettuce. So all this can soak up the juices. So I'm going to do tomato, onion, on top of the burger bacon cheese bits. And I just realized that I neglected pickles. Which adds another layer of crunch, another layer of flavor. Dill pickle, Vlasic, these are kosher. I'm going to put these back, save myself some time. And by the time I get back, I have a feeling that my burger is ready to be flipped. And it is. You can see, you can't see, but you will see on the side is a little juiciness, brown a bit, and I'm just going to flip it over. Now I've got a little char here, which is great. This is what we're looking for. So it does appear to be about half done. So this side is, you know, since it's hotter, it's going to take slightly less time to cook. I'm going to read bacon juice marinade. And what I'm going to do to ensure that it's cooked, I'm going to let this go, turn it one more time. It's not like when you're pan frying a steak, you know, the goal is only flip it that one time. But you will do the same thing when you're pan frying a steak with the, you know, say the butter that you're cooking it on. You'll want to spoon it and dump it on there, just again to add more flavor. As it's still cooking, you'll see like more juicy stuff come out the side, often red, which is good. And I'm going to touch this just a little bit, just kind of to test the density. I'm not pushing very hard, but this gives me kind of an idea of how done it is, and has some juice coming out. It's looking real good. I'm going to take a little peek and see if we've got some char. So yeah, probably going to be another, let's say 40 to 60 seconds on that. Just drop my cheese on my bacon. Sneak a little bit. It's always good to cook one more strip than you need. Cut one more slice of cheese that you need. So you got something to snack on. And give you a little preview. All right. Drop the feet down. And I'm going to carefully place my bacon and cheese stick on the burger. Use a little spoon and drop it on this to add a little melt. Now I don't want my cheese super melted, but again, that's another textural layer that we can capitalize on. So what you can do if you want more melt is put a lid on this. That's going to keep the steam in and help the cheese melt faster. It's especially integral on grilled cheese sandwiches. But, all right, we're looking good here. Put this on. Cheese, that's good. So we go tomato. And I'm gonna stack everything in the middle. And this is not only to take advantage of the surface area a bit, but also the center of gravity. So I can make a burger that's not gonna topple over. Because I'm, you know, the center of gravity essentially in the middle of everything, keep it all together. And then lastly, the top bun, and you smush. So this is gonna keep everything together more. It's gonna be easier to eat. You don't have to unlock your jaw to get it down. And then you're gonna push out some juices into this bottom bun. Also, you're making it so you can eat it a little quicker, so you don't have to wait for it to like super cool. And here's the verdict. We'll give you a full look here. I don't exactly know, but yeah. So it's really, yeah, really great. And we've got the juice to come out here, but it's just on edge here, so it's not like digging into a smushy bun. Best burger. He got some nice pink, well done. I mean, not well done. This is in between medium rare and medium. But yeah, I just made the best burger I've had in my life. I just did it. And you can do the exact same thing without breaking the bank. I have to choke it down with a bunch of beers and a bunch of fries. So, thanks for watching. We got more coming soon. And yeah, thanks. Have a great weekend.